All right, we're going to do it. We're going to talk about money today. I know it's scary. It's so scary because you want to go back to school and it's scary because you're wondering, how am I going to pay for this? School is expensive. Everybody knows that college is expensive, right? So the day that I really felt in my heart that I was going to go back to school, I cried because I thought, I have two problems. I'm too old for this and I'm too poor for this. There's no way that I can do this. And it's turning out to be okay. So if I can do it, you can do it. We do need to be smart, but you're smart. You're on here. You're looking for answers, and you can do it. So I just want to encourage you with that. Okay, so we're going to start there. You can do it. All right. I'm going to give you some tools, and then we'll get you on your journey here. Um, Basically, as you're trying to go back to school, I want you to think about a couple of things. We want to get you the best degree that you can get for the least amount of money in the least amount of time. The quickest, cheapest degree you can get. But it's got to be a good one that's going to get you somewhere. Okay? So before you even head off to school with your backpack on, you're going to have to do a couple things. One is tighten the budget. So if you're getting Starbucks every day because you've had a job, it's time to start putting some money away. So it's for your future. Make your coffee, your delicious coffee at home. But you're just going to have to tighten the budget a little bit. If you have children, this is probably a good time to start talking to your kids about mom needs to kind of rein it in a little bit, and we're going to be really tight with our money for a little bit because we need to get mama through school. Okay, so that's one thing. The other is I would ask your current employer, if you are currently employed, ask them if they will help you pay for any of your school. If you're in teaching or nursing, those are the ones I know the best. Sometimes there are ways to have part of your school paid for. So just ask. The worst they can say is no. All right. Then you've got a big decision to make. I'm just going to go with three major kinds of school. There's community college, there's like a state university, kind of a local state university, and then there are private universities and colleges. So I would say your community college is the cheapest option. It might be $300 for a 3-credit class. If you go to a state university, maybe $1,000. I don't know. It depends. It all depends. And then private, you might be spending upwards of $2,000 for the same type of class. So here's the trick, though, is that there might be more scholarships given it works in backwards order. So at a private university, they may have more scholarships available than a state university, than a community college. It all depends. This is where you have to start doing mega research, but you can do it. So make a list, maybe have a notebook or a folder or something of just your kind of financial situation as far as going to school. I think what it boils down to is what's going to cause you the least amount of stress in your life. So one decision is going to be where you will go to school. That's one. The other is how much time are you going to take to go to school? So that's the other decision. And one may weigh on the other one. This is where people get stuck, and I don't want you to get stuck. So what you needed to do is decide, how much do you want to go to school? So maybe you're a person that has a pretty good job. Maybe you work 3/4 time or full time or part time, and you want to go to school the times that you're not working. So maybe you work Monday through Friday. You go to school one evening a week or one weekend a month, and that sounds just about right to you. You do homework and tests, or maybe you're an online student and you want to balance it that way. Totally fine. Whatever works for you. Other people might say, I can't be stretched in two different directions like that. One is pulling against the other, can't balance it. They would just rather go to school full time and get it over with in a shorter amount of time. So if you go to school part time, work part time, it might take you 5-6 years to get a bachelor's degree. That's okay. That's fine. Whatever works for you, whatever causes you the least amount of stress. If you feel better having health insurance and not trying to find your own, or if you're married and you're having help at home, that kind of thing, that can change everything. So other people, I was one of the just give it I did about a year of the part-time thing, and then I thought, okay, I just want to finish it and go full-time. So I had to switch gears. So financially, it's a bigger strain to go back full-time, but here's my tricks for you. So if you don't know about scholarships and grants, maybe you've heard the word, you don't know what it is. They don't have to be paid back. Scholarships, grants are awesome. Don't have to pay it back. It's free money, literally. So if you're getting your first degree ever, this is where it's going to be an advantage to you, because there is more money out there available for people getting a first degree. If you're going back for a second bachelor degree, not as much out there. Masters, maybe. Like, you're going to have to dig. They're out there, but you're going to have to dig for it. You can do online searches. I would not recommend FastWeb. I spent hours on their site applying for scholarships, and I just felt like I didn't even get a no answer back. It was just spam emails that I got back. So I thought, I don't think I like that. So be cautious with where you give your information out. I would also recommend, as you're trying to decide community college, state university, private university, explore all the options, of course, but I would walk into the financial aid office, find the nicest person you can find who has the most amount of time for you, and just ask them, or say, here's my situation. I'm a mom. I'm divorced. I'm married. I have 3 kids. I work this much. I live in this county. I just give them a little picture of you, and maybe you're half Latina. I don't know. Like, just whatever minority status, whatever your parents' education was, give them a snapshot of you so they can start helping you find, or at least set you on the right path to find some scholarships that match your situation. They will be a fantastic resource. So do that. I had a little bit better luck with local scholarships, because I feel like the national ones, for one, there are 50 other states applying for the same scholarship. And if you're going local, at least it's a limited number of people, and they know where you're from and what school you're going to. So that might be helpful. Also, as a lot of scholarships will want you to write essays. There's usually an application, essays. They might want letters of recommendation. So know who you want to ask to write those letters of recommendation. If they can write general ones that you could just write, like, to whom this may concern, it could go to your future college program. It could go to a scholarship, but you just want them to talk about your character. So then you can copy it, or they can re-email it. Sometimes it has to be directly from them, but just make it kind of a template that they can send out easily for you on your behalf. It could be a teacher, it could be an employer, it could be sometimes a friend, maybe a supervisor from a past job, that kind of thing. But as far as your essay, I would recommend recycling, recycle, reuse, definitely reuse and recycle your essays. So maybe you can use one chunk from one essay and add it to another new paragraph that you made to make it fit for that scholarship. So sometimes it might be a 250 word about why you're choosing this career. 250 word essay on why you're choosing this career. Another one might be, tell me an experience from your past that made you want to choose this career. So it's similar but different. So you can use your own flavor of the day and just tweak it so it's less work. But do you get what I mean? Okay. So that's scholarships and grants. The other thing you can do are loans. Loans you do have to pay back. There are government loans. There are subsidized and unsubsidized loans. So basically one has a lower interest rate than the other. Obviously, if you have to get a loan, you don't want to be spending extravagant amounts of money, because you will have to pay that back. So if your $4 Starbucks beverage costs $4 today, if you're still paying off that student loan because you used that money to pay for your Starbucks, it's probably going to cost $4.50 by the time you finish paying it off in 10 years. So again, keep your budget just to a minimum. That way it's easier for me just to think, I'm just doing this for a short amount of time and then I'll be done scrimping. Hopefully, I don't know. Some people might refinance their house if you have a house, or if you want to get a home equity line of credit. It's sort of like a credit card, but maybe that interest rate would be lower these days than it would be on the government student loans. Also, you can shop around at different banks. They have different private student loan interest rates. So just go for the lowest interest rate. Seriously. Okay. I did want to mention books real quick. Again, if you can be responsible with a credit card, this is for you. If you know yourself and you say, I can't even have a credit card, I only have a debit card because I know that I can't do that, then just skip this little part. Okay, so I was able to pay for my books by basically let's say I had, I don't know, $2,000 in the bank and I was going to use that money to pay for tuition on a class. I would pay for that tuition on the class with my credit card. And here's where people get stuck is I would pay for it from my checking account right away. I'd pay it off right away every month, pay it off. So I didn't have credit because you don't want credit card debt in addition to student loans. And credit card debt is way more expensive than a student loan would be. So you have to know yourself. But basically on the rewards that I would get from my credit card from doing that, it was a payment I was going to make anyway. I would use that money and pay for my books. So that was just something I did. Okay, so this is back for everyone again. I wanted to show you something. Here's a textbook that I have, Nursing Health Assessment. On the inside right here, there is an access code. This gives me kind of like a place online to use this information. And so it would have quizzes and things like that. If your class requires an access code, do not buy a used book. You're going to have to buy a new book because you'll need a new access code. The other thing I want to say is, like, for example, this is the 3rd edition of this book. Some teachers are fine if you use the 3rd or 4th edition, it's fine. Others say, no, you have to have the most recent edition possible. So as soon as that syllabus comes out for your classes, I would connect with your teacher and just clarify, is this the right book that I'm getting? Don't open something you're not sure about. You can even take it wrapped into your class. Don't scratch off that code until you know that's the book that you're supposed to use. And that's speaking from experience. Sad to say, $150 lesson. So I just wanted to pass that one on to you. What else? Oh, you can, if it's okay to use an older edition of a book, Amazon Student Prime is fabulous. They gave me a free membership for 6 months. So if that's offered to you, it's great because you can get your textbooks kind of in and out of their system that way. I don't know that I necessarily pay for it, but if you can be organized and order books ahead of time, you'd be fine. You wouldn't need to pay for the Prime. It's just over $100, I think, right now. Some people love it or their family has it anyway. That's fine. Facebook or other social media might be a good way to connect with other students if you want to buy or sell books. You can also rent books, textbooks through your school, whether it's online or in person. That's just another option. If you have an awesome public library, maybe you could get your textbooks that way as well. When I went to school way back when for my bachelor's degree, I actually shared a book, my textbooks, with a couple people. So like it was a history book. She'd have the book Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'd have it Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So it kind of kept me online. Every time I'd see her for class, we would swap the book back and forth, and then we paid half the price. And neither of us kept the book at the end anyway. Honestly, I don't really keep any of my textbooks. Don't tell my professors. Just kidding. But they don't serve much of a purpose to me. I'm probably more likely to look something up online than to search my textbooks. Okay, so there's that. And then once school is all done, yay, graduation, woo. And at least this first point throughout school, there is a tax break. So I think it's $4,000 a year right now, at least for 2020, it was $4,000 that you can write off on your taxes. So that there's a little tax benefit there. Once you get a job, you can always look into sign-on bonuses. So for example, for nursing, there might be a $5,000 sign-on bonus, which would be fantastic. I would love to take my family out to eat or something to celebrate a new job. but they don't actually give you that bonus until you've worked there for 6 months. And then once you get, if you were to get that kind of money, I would use that to pay your loan down. Bam. Like, be smart with that money. Pay down your loan, or the highest interest, whatever thing you have in your life that's the highest interest, pay that one off first with your bonus money if you get it. Also, I know, again, teaching and nursing, this is what I know the most, but if you work in a rural or an urban or otherwise underserved area, you can get some money back. I mean, yeah, you can get some school paid for. I don't know if it's loan forgiveness, how that works exactly, but that would be something else to look into. And then a benefit from some employers is that they do some loan repayment. So if you have a loan as part of your benefit package, like health insurance or other things, they will help you pay some of your loan down. It might be $100 a month or a little something to help you pay for your student loans, but it's a lot. So don't give up hope. There are ways to pay for school, scholarships, loans. Just ask questions, ask so many questions, and you'll receive answers. So keep looking, keep digging, and then throughout your time in school, it's good to keep checking back. Look on the website, look on the financial aid. I got a scholarship. It was one of the COVID CARES, CARES, CARES scholarships, but I looked online at my university. I did not receive an email or any other way to know about that scholarship. It just was on the financial aid tab on the school website. So that was really the only way I found out about it. So keep looking, keep digging, even as you're in school. But you got this. Take courage, Mama. You can do it. Hang in there, and it's going to be okay. All right? Take care. Bye.